Morning, everybody. We are at SEMA 2019, and we are kicking off the show at the Edelbrock booth. They have a bunch of stuff going on, and I think they have two booths this year, right? One in Central Hall, one over in the truck section.
Right.
Partly indicating the various products they have on display for both Jeep and off-roading and Camaro, Colorado, a bunch of stuff. So Eric Blakely, who some of you have recognized before from Edelbrock, is going to tell us a little bit about the Supercharger offerings we've got here.
We started, having two booths this year, the challenge is being in the Central Hall here. Sometimes the truck products get lost when we're doing, in this booth, we look at it as domestic, traditional performance. So that's why we have a second booth in Truck Hall where we've got a Jeep JK on display, kind of showing off our JK Superchargers. We have a Supercharger available for Jeep JK.
Excellent.
JL is currently in emissions testing, so that hopefully will be released soon. We can't release it until we get that EO number and it's all emissions legal. So we're really close on that. It's pretty much the same kit, just it's a different, they did change the body enough for there's a few little mods, and it also will be available for the JT as well as the Gladiator. So that's coming along. But this year, kind of the other big ones we got is our Colorado. So we kind of dove, we pretty much have GM, Ford, Mopar, V8 locked up when it comes to trucks, the muscle cars. So this year starting last year, we kind of dug into the V6 market. So we've got now for the GM V6, we have the Colorado Canyon Supercharger, and actually the same system is utilized for the Camaro as well. So, and the great thing about it is, we love that about GM, is they utilize a lot of the same platforms, same application, engine application for two platforms. We did get, though, it's interesting, is we do get two different horsepower numbers. So we got a feeling, our hunch is that the camshaft in the Camaro is a little more aggressive. So we're making 345 horsepower to the wheels on your Colorado. It's a 2017 to 20 Colorado and Canyon. And then for the Camaro, we're making 376, and that's 16 to 19 on the Camaro. So it's a bolt-on kit. It's emissions legal. Both are actually emissions legal now for sale. And it's great because this is the main housing you can see here. Super simple, compact design, fits under the hood. Like I said, makes about, I think it's anywhere from 26 to 30% more horsepower. And you can really feel it. Like I gotta admit, I'm a V8 guy. When I took our V6 Camaro out, I was like, I don't know. But with the Supercharger, it feels like a V8 car. Really good. Our calibration guys have spent a lot of time on the tuning and the calibration, so it just feels really nice. It's got really good linear power through the band. It just feels great. I think that's a lot of people need to understand. We don't just make the hard part to make the power. There's a lot of calibration and tuning that goes in to make the drivability good. They take that power, make it so it's in all the right places. So it makes a really nice kit. And these kits sell for about anywhere from $4,500 to $4,900 retail, which I think is really reasonable for this car. That value. We're talking. The trucks, both of them are about $30,000 vehicles, so under $5,000. I think it's pretty fair to get that much more of a power increase.
What is installation like?
We say most shops we talk to, we say an average of 8 to 10 hours.
Okay.
So it's a 2-day job.
Okay.
There are some shops that if you got two guys that have done previous installs that know what they're doing, they can probably do an install in a day. It really depends. The cool thing about a lot of these newer systems is they get using O-ring, so there's not having to wait for things to seal. And we also use something similar that we use in our kits is we actually do preformed hoses. So all of our kits have preformed hoses, so they're actually bent to how they sit in the engine bay, which makes for a really clean install.
Okay.
And also, too, the installers tell us that saves time for them because some of our competitors just give you a roll of 10 feet, 50 feet of hose, and the instruction says cut off 2 feet here, cut off 3 feet here, and then it has kind of that arc to it. It doesn't have that nice arm fitted. So ours, when it's all said and done, we can take a look at the Colorado here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go see it for real.
See it cozy. I think the biggest beer. Where the throttle body is.
So as you can see, like I said, that's where we have these preformed hoses that come down and have this nice linear. You can see some of the hoses have a really kind of nice fitting to them. Some of the back hoses there as well. And it just gives it a nice OEM look. And it looks like it just, like it fits, like it came from the factory like that. But it also makes for a clean install, and it makes it easier for the installer. So we tell most people 8 to 10 hours.
Okay.
If it's their first time installing a kit, might be a little bit longer, but they've done 4, 5, 6 kits before, and they're familiar with it. They can knock it out pretty quick. We did an install at the Keystone show a few years ago. We had 3 guys from the shop who knew what they were doing, and we had to slow them down to get the thing done in 8 hours because they were going to have it done in like 6 hours.
That's great.
But yeah, it's a really nice, clean, simple kit. It has an integrated bypass valve on it as well, so it does. When you're supercharging your vehicle, you're gonna lose gas mileage.
Right.
But in our experience with that bypass valve in traffic, it minimizes that impact. I mean, me personally, I have a supercharged Silverado, and I think, me personally, I've seen a mile to 2 mile per gallon decrease. But that depends on how I drive it. So you are gonna lose gas mileage, but again, the towing power and the power you get when you need it, it's there. The greatest thing about it being a supercharger is daily, you don't even, most of the time you're not even gonna know it's there, but when you need it, if you're towing a boat, towing a load, or a weekender, it's nice to have that power when you need it.
Right, and that's one of the things that's interesting about the supercharger in general is that put it in something like the Camaro, you want it to do very different things than when you put it in something like the Colorado or the Silverado.
We do that. I mean, each one of these has a different calibration as well. Like you said, the Camaro is more aggressive. It's got that kind of, it's got, like you said, it's that street car, muscle car vibe. Where this is a little bit higher on the torque because it's all about pulling.
Right.
But at the same time, it's still fun to drive. I'll tell you that. It gets moving.
Totally. Well, I suppose with the Colorado too, being a slightly smaller vehicle, it gives you more towing capacity. And gives you a car that really has a lot more flexibility in what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
So.
And it feels good, like I said, on the load, when you load it up and you've got, that's when the supercharger really comes in handy.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that's one of our newer applications.
We're gonna back up and just look at this snazzy Colorado.
From us from Lingenfelter. So,
great.
We have our own Colorado we use for testing, but Lingenfelter reached out to us from one of our partners on the supercharger side, so we said, you know what? Hey, if you guys got something that's nicer than ours, we'll take it.
All right. It looks great. Well, thank you so much for your time. We'll be taking some photos and sharing some stuff at the booth. Edelbrock's got a bunch of vehicles on display here that are really exciting.
Yeah, check out the Celica.
Yeah.
It's really cool. That's one of my personal favorites.
It's so cool, and people have been shooting around it all morning, so I'm gonna have to come back and get some video, but we'll also go over to the truck area and take a look at the Jeeps. So thank you so much. Have a good show.
You too.